A new fad diet sweeps the internet. Low-fat diets are out and high-fat diets are in. Have you heard of the ketogenic diet? A ketogenic diet is a high-fat, adequate protein, and low-carbohydrate diet. The macronutrient distribution of the keto diet is approximately 65 to 85% fat, 10 to 25% protein, and a maximum of 10% carbohydrates. That is only around 50 grams of carbohydrates a day. Some keto-friendly foods include meats, poultry, seafood, tofu, eggs, full-fat dairy products, low-starch vegetables, low-carb nuts, and a small amount of fruit. It is possible to follow a vegetarian keto diet. As you can see in the recipes and food lists, there are very few keto fruits and a high emphasis on fats and protein. So what's happening to the body when you eat on a keto diet? The goal of the diet is to enter ketosis, a metabolic state where your body produces ketones from fat and amino acids and performs gluconeogenesis to burn fat for energy due to a lack of glucose. I'm going to investigate how our body's dietary hormones, such as leptin, may respond differently to the ketogenic diet. Therefore, I need to explain what leptin is. Leptin is a hormone secreted by white adipose tissue, and it stimulates the brain when the body is full. Leptin regulates the long-term balance between energy intake and expenditure. Leptin is important because it controls your body's satiety response, so you don't eat more calories than necessary over time. There is a positive correlation between adipose tissue and leptin levels in the body. You may be thinking higher levels of leptin means you get fuller faster. However, being overweight or obese can result in hyperleptinemia or high levels of leptin, which can cause a desensitization of leptin called leptin resistance. Once the body no longer responds to leptin, you will not feel satiated after eating, which leads to further weight gain. The goal of this video is to investigate the relationship between the keto diet and the dietary hormone leptin and how it impacts satiety and obesity. The keto diet has been shown to decrease body fat and therefore decrease levels of leptin, which can be helpful for leptin-resistant people. In order to find out if that is true, I'm going to show you two research studies. A short-term clinical trial conducted on 20 Chinese overweight and obese young women studied changes in leptin after 4 weeks of a ketogenic diet. Levels of leptin were collected from blood samples. After the 4-week ketogenic diet intervention, the circulating leptin level, BMI, and percent body fat of the women decreased significantly. This data highlights how a short-term keto diet lowered percent body fat and leptin levels in young obese Chinese females. Lowering leptin is beneficial for obese and overweight people who may be leptin resistant, so they may feel satiated after eating, and limit overeating. This study demonstrates the positive correlation between adipose tissue and leptin. A different clinical trial was conducted on 59 obese, non-diabetic men and postmenopausal women. It studied changes in leptin after an 8-week keto diet, followed by a 2-week reintroduction of foods containing higher amounts of carbohydrates. Blood samples were collected at week 0, week 8 after the keto diet, and week 10 after the reintroduction. After the 8-week keto diet intervention, subjects lost 13% of their initial weight. As shown in the table, leptin decreased with weight loss at week 8, but increased at week 10. Although leptin levels increased when regular foods were reintroduced, they were still below the baseline values. There is an inverse relationship between body weight and leptin, so leptin levels decrease when weight is lost. Appetite ratings were also recorded throughout the study. During the 8-week keto diet, appetite ratings were indifferent from the baseline. Fullness, which is controlled by leptin, tended to decrease from week 8 to week 10. It is important to maintain a healthy level of leptin so your body can respond to it and manage your weight over time. Without a leptin response, you may not be able to combat obesity, which can lead to hypertension, diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. Diabetes is a major health concern in the United States, and genetic factors play a role in both type 1 and type 2 diabetes. Eating less carbohydrates limits the amount of insulin released into the bloodstream. This may be beneficial for diabetic people because they are insulin resistant. However, there is a dangerous side to ketosis for type 1 and advanced type 2 diabetic people. because without insulin, the body won't take up any glucose and it can excrete ketones through urine and not use them for energy. However, this can be stopped with insulin injections. Is the keto diet worth it? It may help overweight or obese people lose some excess adipose tissue, but it's not clear how effective it is at keeping the weight off indefinitely. I believe it's important to exercise and eat a balanced diet that focuses on whole grains, non-processed foods, and is high in fiber. Elimination diets are not sustainable or necessarily healthy in the long term. I don't think you need to swear off carbohydrates to lose weight or fat.